The effects of social media on politics. Political science has been impacted significantly by all kinds of technology, from war-related technology, like bombs and general artillery, to simple communications technology, in the exchange and distribution of information across people and countries. We will analyze social media's more integral effects on policy by first developing a working understanding as to what happens to a country's politics when social media and other media types assume the responsibility of being one of the top sources of political information, which means not only holding a country's various internal institutions accountable to its citizens, but also ensuring transparency from governing institutions, or more simply put, helping citizens have more trust in their governments. What happens across social media platforms when any meaningful political event takes place, such as elections or policy turnovers, is interesting given the effects social media has on human behavior and conception of information. Israeli information scientist Karine Nahon wrote, "The politics of social media may have the power to affect the behaviors, preferences, and value systems of individuals and groups according to the intentions of those operating social media platforms. When an individual comes across a particular bit of information on their mobile device that is particularly politically charged, often info relative to something important to them due to the advanced algorithms used by most social media platforms, they are likely to have an immediate reaction. This reaction impacts behavior to follow, whether it's joy, anger, sadness, frustration, relief, or some other emotion. Whatever they feel, they will quickly form an opinion, which will lead them to liking or disliking the post, commenting, or possibly bringing it up the bit in some social setting where the said topic may arise in conversation. This exchange of information creates a powerful feedback loop in which people hear and exchange information, creating more reactionary behaviors and more outpouring of information." Zooming out to a macro scale, we will next analyze social media's effects on international relations. For example, former US President Donald Trump made significant use of social media apps such as Twitter during his tenure as president, which served to provide information to an audience consisting of not only those who supported him, but also those who did not support him. This also gave other countries an opportunity to see real-time feedback on behalf of Trump pertaining to both domestic and international politics. The timeliness of the exchange of information has been drastically increased in lieu of the introduction of many social media platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, or TikTok. Although the majority of these apps were coded and released from specific tech-heavy countries like the United States and China, their user bases extend across most countries in the world, specifically the top 20 countries with the highest Instagram audiences, some reaching to a range of 58% in Kuwait and 74.1% in Brunei. These staggering statistics reveal just how pervasive social media usage is globally. So, is social media good or bad for politics? Well, while social media oftentimes promotes the spreading of misinformation, which stimulates reactive responses from the people to their governing institutions, it's an inevitable component of contemporary politics. Therefore, it's important to reconcile social media as a primary source of news by encouraging reliable sources to be the first priority of social media users, while simultaneously discouraging those sources which are oftentimes biased or misleading, like BuzzFeed or Teen Vogue. These can lead to the abuse of social media by users in support of some ambiguous agenda or perspective. And perhaps global constituencies are better informed than they were before. And social media has aided populations to engage in modular revolutions around the world, taking after what they've seen other particularly repressed populations do as a means of holding their institutions accountable to them. There are several pros and cons to every technological innovation. Particularly, social media has majorly influenced politics worldwide in many ways. It's also becoming increasingly necessary to understand the dynamic between people vis-a-vis technology in order to learn how to grapple with the age of technology within which we are living.